Hi, welcome back here on Ladies Mantle. We're talking about the psychology of money, which is episode 2 already of this book where I cover 2 chapters per video, which are released once a month. So if you haven't read that book, I highly recommend you to do so. And if you want to get the book for yourself now, and we can read it along with each other. So in chapter 3, we're talking about never enough. And I would like to use a specific cartoon character to emphasize and see the issues that we have or highlight the things that we talk about in this chapter. And it's Dagobert Duck. So he's a rich dog who is over wealthy, has so much money, has a whole pool of money coins, which he can never get enough. So this book, or this chapter to be specific, this chapter really emphasizes on people with immense billions of trillions of money and millions. They have the wealth, the freedom of having everything, like their potential and their network is incredible. But with these kind of character, they're aiming to go further and further, taking risk of becoming wealthier, making their network even more, making it growing. But there is potential risk with it, of not knowing when is enough, by thinking I have to aim for even more. Like I've been stuck in a certain amount, that I have to grow even more to be potentially one of the richest in his town. But by that risk, you lose maybe everything. You're thinking not rationally when is enough, and the risk also of having the amount of money and spending it or increasing it for your own health and wealth might be not the benefits that you want. You're taking a risk, an irrational decision to make more money, which can also give you an incredible downfall and loss that you can't recover off from. Because for them, it's more of a pleasure of getting more risky, using weird methods or methods that can work in once in a lifetime. But getting greedy about money and not spending it for something or sharing with people can be also a downfall. And especially if you can't get enough, or you don't really know your limit of when you have the stability, you cover your bills, that's a big thing. And I think Dagobert Duck really kind of emphasized that character very well, and I would say everyone knows him. So of getting greedy as well is one of the characters, and the immense of amount of unrealistic potential that they want to get, and also the social contrast and comparison that these kind of people have. Like for Dagobert Duck, he might be the richest man in his town, but compared maybe to a country or his friends, he might be the fifth richest, or he will be the fifth richest in the whole world. But so he compares himself to a whole new level of richness. So yeah, he might be wealthy to normal middle class, but for his average layer, it's not enough, or almost a bit of a pity that he can't make more. So that's really a mindset that they have of getting not good enough, or getting the limit of enough is not there anymore. And a good example that the author mentioned is like, you only know how much food you can eat while you're trying it. So you eat as much food as you can till you're getting sick. And then you know exactly how much food you're able to eat without vomiting and getting sick. So it should be able to use that example of when is enough, but it's not as logical as we think with money. Money is, it can really have the best versions of ourselves, or really show one of the characteristics we're not really proud of, and especially can give us an unrealistic way of how we deal with it. The author encourage you, or reflect for yourself while you're reading it, What is something that you really treasure? Is it your family? Being free financially, having a good, stable home, having security? These kind of things can help you to define enough for yourself and be grateful. Practice gratefulness is one of the factors he was mentioning. But if you're coming to wealth in a very fast paced way, it can be difficult to navigate when it's enough, since you have something that is new to you, like the way you have never had so much money as now. So encourage yourself to be humble and use it in a good way and reflect your finances. And don't hoard it in a pot and swim yourself in coins, as Dagobert Duck. Confounded Compounding is chapter number 4. There we talk about investments, also about Warren Buffett is one of the biggest and most popular investor that we know. So what this chapter is talking about the compound interest and what it can achieve for you. From having a small start and what these little small steps can give you in the long run, and the way it can really build your wealth by just having a little change or a starter point where you go, like make the actions, and how it can impact your life over the future in a way of the money grows itself, which is the compound interest of how your wealth can build up over the time. And this small thing can lead to extraordinary surprises and successes financially as well. If you're educating yourself a bit about investments, for sure you will come across Warren Buffett. He's a phenomenal investor. He's investing almost 3/4 of his life, and which makes him one of the most successful investor overall. But if we compare his investment and success by annual returns, he's not getting the most annual percentage per year than compared to others. But the reason why he's so popular and be one of the biggest and phenomenal investor is because his network and the way he invested almost 3 centuries ago is incredible. And this interest shows because he started when he was 10 years old to invest. 10 years old. So by 30, he had already a huge network. But sometimes when you're explaining and talking about compounds, it is really the effect of starting early and how the long run benefit of the compound interest that you've invested, let the money grow on itself and do it, is higher than you would have started 10 years ago. So sometimes people talk about start as early as you can in your 20s. But let's say if you didn't have the resources or you didn't really research yourself and you start in your 30s, it can significantly lower the amount of money that you can get by just reducing it to 10 years or starting earlier. And that's not something that we really can predict, or the way we decided. It's just sometimes by starting a small action, like taking a little step early and another step that can lead to a profound long-term solution, which can give you a consistent growth in your investment and your newer wealth. In the end, the skill of investing is time, letting it be there and let time do its job. That's kind of really the biggest outcome that I can give you out of this chapter, is just wait the fucking time and leave that money there, and you will get the result in the long run. Not touching it, and then consistency, not getting into extravagant and incredible interest per year, because these kind of high risk or potential high up and skyrocketing interest can also have just a one-way ticket for you, and that can be for a year, for 2 years. We are not sure how that goes sometimes, and it can also give you then a downfall. So rather invest in a ETF or investment overall, where you have a consistent annual return for your compound interest. So good investment is not about the high interest. You're always getting a benefit, and the small steps really make the difference for you. So no matter how much or how little you think you're investing right now, the consistency will really do you the job and can make an extraordinary change and significantly impact in the way you can progress over the years and in 1 or 2 centuries, depending on where you are currently in your life. So please be encouraged to be consistent in the way you want to invest, put the money on. And with the consistency, you're getting rewarded in your patience as well. And that can build your growth, your network, and so more. Stop being with inconsistency, stop making decisions irrational in a way of changing it all the time. So try a consistent, easy way that you can get an annual return very good. This is what I took out of these 2 chapters. For sure there are more details to mention, but they're the ones that really stick out to me. And if you're reading it yourself, leave a comment down below. What is something that you really had so deeply resonated in the book that I might be not mentioned? Please leave a comment down below. I'm so happy to hear you. And yeah, hopefully we see us in the next chapters and episodes of these books. Subscribe to this channel if you want to be updated, not only for this book as well. I do minimalism, simple living, and financial content. If that's something you're interested in, or you just like the way I'm doing things, hit the subscribe button and we'll see us the next time. Thank you for your time. Bye.